In the golden shadow of the Lord of Chaos, floating within the lethal magnetic grip of Saturn, there is a world that should not exist. It is the largest moon of the ringed giant, a place we have whispered about for centuries. From a distance, it looks like a soft, glowing amber, a peaceful jewel in the crown of the solar system. We tell ourselves stories of its beauty. We call it Earth-like. We look at its thick atmosphere and its sprawling weather systems, and we dream of a second home. But in the cold, unblinking eyes of the cosmos, beauty is the ultimate trap. This is Titan. To the casual observer, it is an inviting mystery. But to those who understand the chemistry of the abyss, it is a twisted, toxic reflection of our own world. It is a place that mimics the form of life, but is built entirely from the ingredients of death. It is a world where the rocks are made of steel-hard ice, the rain is liquid natural gas, and the very ground you walk on is made of plastic. Welcome to the plastic paradise. Today, we pull back the orange veil to witness the horror of Titan, the moon that stole Earth's face and replaced it with a nightmare. To understand Titan, you must first understand the wall of shadows that protects it. For decades, Titan was the ultimate frustration for astronomers. While we could see the craters of the moon and the rusted deserts of Mars, Titan remained a blank, orange slate. It is the only moon in our solar system with a thick, substantial atmosphere, an air pressure that is actually higher than the air you are breathing right now on Earth. This atmosphere is a suffocating shroud of nitrogen and methane, a heavy smog that hides the surface from the prying eyes of the sun. It is a world of eternal twilight. If you were to stand on Titan at high noon, the sun would be nothing more than a faint hazy smear in a bruised orange sky. You would live in a permanent, golden gloom, trillions of miles away from the warmth of a true star. But it is what this atmosphere does that reveals Titan's true nature as a toxic mirror. On Earth, we have the water cycle. Water evaporates, forms clouds, and falls as life-giving rain. On Titan, the physics are the same, but the chemistry is a hallucination. Because the temperature on Titan is a bone-shattering -179 degrees Celsius, water is not a liquid. On Titan, water is a mineral. It is as hard as granite, forming jagged mountains and frozen riverbeds that have never known a drop of liquid. Instead, it is methane and ethane, substances we use on Earth as fuel, that take the place of water. On Titan, it rains liquid natural gas. Imagine what would actually happen if you fell in. You cross the threshold of the atmosphere, and for a moment, the view is breathtaking. You see a landscape that looks hauntingly familiar. You see river valleys carved by ancient floods. You see vast, sprawling lakes that glimmer in the dim light. You see mountain ranges and rolling hills. For a second, your heart leaps. It looks like home. But as you drop lower, the horror begins to reveal itself. You are falling in slow motion. Because Titan's gravity is so low and its air is so thick, you wouldn't need a parachute to land. If you had wings attached to your arms, you could literally fly through the nitrogen sky like a bird. But you wouldn't want to. The air is a toxic soup. The rain begins to fall around you. large, heavy droplets of liquid methane falling with the laziness of a dream because of the low gravity. They don't feel like water, they feel like oil. As you reach the surface, you realize there is no green, there is no blue. There is only a world stained in shades of brown, orange, and black. Touchdown. You step out onto the shore of a lake named Kraken Mare. You expect the sound of waves, but the liquid is so cold and so dense that the ripples move with a ghostly, rhythmic thud. If you were to jump into this lake, you wouldn't just freeze, you would shatter like glass. The cold is so absolute that it defies the very biology of your cells. Your suit would become brittle, your movements would stop, and you would become a permanent frozen statue on a shore of liquid fuel. As you walk away from the methane sea, you encounter the great dunes of Titan. From a distance, they look like the Sahara. They are massive walls of sand, hundreds of meters high, stretching for thousands of kilometers across the equator. But on Titan, the sand is a cosmic lie. These dunes are not made of silicate or rock. They are made of dark hydrocarbon grains, essentially organic plastic. For billions of years, the sunlight has been hitting the methane in the upper atmosphere, breaking it apart and creating complex molecules that rain down as a fine, dark soot. This soot is gathered by the alien winds and piled into mountains of plastic. And because the air is so dry and the chemistry is so strange, these plastic dunes are electrically charged. As the winds move the grains, they generate massive amounts of static electricity. If you were to walk across these dunes, the very ground would cling to you, crackling with invisible fire. A static-charged nightmare that would clog your filters and cling to your suit like a desperate ghost. This is a world where the ground is a byproduct of the sky, a planetary factory of plastic that has been running in the dark for 4 billion years. But the toxic mirror has one final, terrifying secret. For years, we looked at the surface of Titan and thought it was just a shell of ice and methane. But data from our messengers suggests that deep beneath this plastic paradise, there is a hidden abyss. Just like its neighbors Europa and Enceladus, Titan likely hides a global ocean of liquid water miles beneath its frozen crust. While the surface is a world of methane and ethane, the deep interior is a pitch-black sea of salty water, kept liquid by the rhythmic, crushing gravity of Saturn. Imagine the contradiction. On the surface, you have a world of frozen fire, liquid fuels and plastic sands. But deep beneath your feet, in the absolute darkness, there is an ocean that might actually be capable of supporting life. It is a world of two halves, a toxic exterior that mimics Earth and a hidden interior that might actually be like Earth. But what kind of life would evolve in a sea that has never seen the sun? Creatures in this dark abyss wouldn't need eyes. They might sense the vibrations of the shifting ice above, or use bioluminescence to hunt in the eternal gloom. It is a possibility that makes Titan not just a mystery, but a haunting uncertainty. We have only ever stood on this world once. In 2005, we sent a small, brave emissary named Huygens to do the impossible. It detached from the Cassini spacecraft and began a 2-hour plunge into the orange fog. It was the furthest landing ever attempted by humanity, a suicide mission into the heart of the smog. Huygens sent back the only photos we have of the surface. It showed us a plain of rounded cobbles, not made of stone, but of water ice, carved by the flow of liquid methane. It tasted the air and felt the wind. It survived on the surface for only 90 minutes before its batteries failed, and the cold claimed it. Today, the Huygens probe is still there. It is a small, metallic carcass sitting in the dark, orange twilight, slowly being covered by the falling plastic soot of the atmosphere. It is a monument to our curiosity, a lonely witness to a world that doesn't want us there. And in 2017, its mothership, Cassini, followed it into the dark. To protect the potential life in Titan's hidden ocean, NASA ordered Cassini to dive into the crushing atmosphere of Saturn, where it was torn apart and vaporized. Our messengers are gone, and Titan is once again alone, rolling through the golden shadow of its master. When we look at Titan, we are not just looking at a moon. We are looking at a mirror. Titan shows us a version of Earth that never was, or perhaps a version of Earth that could have been if the sun had never warmed our world. It is a twisted reflection that proves the universe can use the same blueprints to build entirely different nightmares. It has the rivers, the clouds, and the rain, but it has replaced the water of life with the ingredients of an explosion. It reminds us that the cosmos is not a garden made for our comfort. It is a vast, indifferent laboratory of extreme physics and atmospheric madness. Titan is a beautiful trap that lures us in with the familiar, only to shatter us with the alien. As we look back at our own noisy, living blue marble, we realize how fragile our existence truly is. We live in a world where the rain is water and the sand is stone. We live in a world that doesn't try to turn us into glass. Titan will remain there, spinning in the dark, its plastic dunes shifting in the nitrogen wind, guarding its secrets beneath a frozen shell. It is a plastic paradise, a toxic mirror, and a final reminder that in the cold darkness of the solar system, we are the only ones with a home that loves us back. Stay curious. Keep looking up, because the more we learn about the mirrors in the dark, the more we realize how precious our own light truly is.